Hello there singers, welcome to Total Voice TV. I am sitting here with three extraordinary voice teachers and we are in the gorgeous city of Vienna, Austria, and we're going to talk today about all things vocal balance. I'm Darren Wicks, founder of Total Voice Studio and a contemporary voice teacher in Melbourne, Australia, and this is Total Voice TV. Guys, thank you for joining us for this short interview. Could we just go along the panel and just tell us very quickly who you are, where you live and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm Stephanie Borm-Krüger. I'm living in Munich, Germany. I am a voice instructor. I teach at my studio in Munich, but also voice teachers from all over the world via Skype. And I'm one of the founders of The Balanced Singer.
My name is Andreas Grussl. I'm from Graz, Austria. I'm also a voice teacher. I teach people in my studio online via Skype.
And I'm Tom Bathgate, and I live in Edinburgh, Scotland, and teach at my own personal private studio, and then I also do voice lessons online. And I'm also one of the TVS members.
So let's start with a question. What does vocal balance mean to each of you?
Well, to me, it's basically the foundation of all singing. It's really getting your instrument to work the best way possible in a very healthy, very natural, very effective way, which also has to do with building range, negotiating passages in the sense of you're going from one part of your voice to the next and there's no sudden changes in quality. You maintain a natural tone, there are no breaks. Ultimately, to me, it is the vehicle to express yourself as an artist as authentically as possible.
Well, if I had to break it down, it gives you the ability to really use your voice, to get your voice set up for whatever you want to do as an artist, for whatever you want to do sound-wise, for the choices you want to make. Because it's very important for singers to understand that even if they don't want to have a typical vocal balance sound, like or a bel canto sound or whatever you want to call it, you still need your muscles and your whole voice to be coordinated in a way that you have access to your whole instrument, that you don't destroy your voice, that everything's easy, and that at the end of the day you actually getting those sound choices. With most people it's very different. You have to learn to build your instrument, coordinate your instrument, and then you actually get to a place where you can sound like you want to sound.
For me personally as a singer, it's the ability to sing the way that I want to sing. So high and smooth connected sound without straining, without feeling like I can't hit the notes, and keep my voice healthy as I'm singing the stuff that I want to sing.
And for me, this idea of vocal balance is being authentically you. It's having access to your entire voice, be it your high notes, your low notes, and being able to express that song that we all have in our hearts. You know, the heart song is really not free to come out until we find that place of balance. I mean, what do you feel throws the singer out of balance? What's the cause of unbalance in a singer?
Well, I would say that one of the things that affects singers is sometimes they have difficulty accessing their chest voice, so the low notes in the range, and it doesn't really give them the foundation they need for the rest of their voice. So everything kind of builds off that chest voice and provides a nice solid foundation to help them get up. So if there's an issue in the bottom, it can find it very difficult to find that strong, even sound in the top notes.
Yeah, and of course a lot of the contemporary styles that come from that chest speech-based kind of place.
Well, I find also that part of what gets singers into trouble is they are trying to imitate singers that they like, and in order to do that, they're manipulating their voice in a certain way because they feel like this is giving them a better sound or a more distinctive sound in a certain way, and then they get stuck there and they develop certain habits that are outside of that flexibility. They start to use lots of extrinsic muscles that are not always useful when it comes to balanced singing, and they have a hard time finding out of that bad habit, and that's problematic.
Well, for me, with the voice, it's like with every other instrument. I mean, you gotta spend time learning how to play it, how to use it, and if you don't have that experience yet, if you don't have somebody who tells you, okay, this is how you should do it, that's the best way, that's the safest way at least, and you're just out there on your own trying different things, you easily get lost. And I find a lot of people don't feel like the voice is like any other instrument. They feel like, okay, you can either sing or you can't, and there's nothing you can really do about it, or you can just tweak it a little bit.
And I've noticed outside the field of singing, say if we talked about sport, for example, my gym where I attend is a football team that come to the gym multiple times during the week to train. The idea being that they train their body in balance. They're training their legs, their arms, their chest, their abs, back, and bringing that body into balance, and then they go out and play sport, and that might throw things out of balance for a while, but they come back to that point of balance for training. And I've noticed with singers there's often not this understanding that we're training muscle and we're training an instrument that lives inside our body, and this idea of balancing the voice is crucial, even if you at times go out and you're performing in a way that might throw that balance out. You know, we can always come back to this idea of balance.
If you find that function of balance in your voice, that what we also call equilibrium position, you have better access towards those stylistic extremes. And knowing where that balance is, you can stray off into those stylistic extremes, but you know your way back into the center. The danger of getting stuck in one stylistic extreme, whether it's extreme breathiness or strain or getting stuck in high notes or low notes, is less likely to happen if you have that place of balance.
So I mentioned that you guys have collectively created this resource called the Balanced Singer. You know, what were you thinking when you why do we need the balanced singer?
Well, I think as teachers we looked at what's out there, and it's such a confusing place on the internet for singers. There's just so much stuff out there that might not have the right information, or might have conflicting information, or might not even be telling them how to do what they need to do. We as a group kind of sat down and thought, well, there has to be a better way to do this to educate singers, to find the information that is actually really going to help them to achieve their goals, and that was how the Balanced Singer platform started to come to fruition.
And who's this for, the Balanced Singer?
For everybody who wants to sing or learn to sing better. There's information on it that's usable for beginning singers, others is usable for advanced or professional singers, because vocal balance is something that concerns all of us. You don't just do it as a beginner. You can be a gigging musician, successful, famous musician, you will still need someone to take care of your voice and find that sweet spot or that home base.
I think it's also a nice place to go for voice teachers, actually, because very often teachers are asked by their students to explain certain things that is happening with the voice, or in terms of terminology or style or performance. And it's a great place for teachers to actually either go there and inquire, or they can just send their students there and save some time.
So what might we find if we visited the Vocal Balance website?
Well, we have blog posts there on different topics about the voice.
And, you know, we have a singer's dictionary where there's some of the common terms that are in singing. So singers will be able to read about it and see examples that are relevant to that term and find out what that means.
What I also like about the website is that it has a Start Here section where you can actually see where to start from. That's also something I found greatly confusing on the internet sometimes. You never know whether this is information that you need to begin with or whether that's like advanced.
I think that's a really good point, because the internet's full of singing tips, and often those tips, they don't have a context, and so you don't know at what point of my singing is this tip useful, and what if I don't need this tip but I need something else. It's a minefield out there.
And that's why one of the things that we want to make sure we do is that we're not just talking about it, we're actually showing it, demonstrating it.
And we also have useful products on the website. We're just offering a vocal warm-up series. The singers can just go there and download the warm-up series and start practicing, getting their voice into balance right then and there.
Of course, in the perfect world, everybody would just go to a voice teacher and learn it, right? But there are reasons why some people can't do that. They either can't afford it, or there's nobody close.
And I mean, another resource we have is that we recommend instructors. So these are teachers who teach vocal balance and understand the concept. So people will be able to connect with somebody maybe online or near them that is teaching these concepts.
And we're also just recording actually a podcast series with interesting subjects for singers, like performance anxiety, the voice in the classical field, singing with choirs, the function of the brain in singing. We just interviewed a brain scientist, for example, then about physical fitness when it comes to singing. So all kinds of different subjects that are very interesting for singers to learn about.
Well, Well, I know I'm hooked, so tell us how I can find out about this new resource.
First place is probably to go to the website. It's called thebalancedsinger.com.
Thebalancedsinger.com. We'll put that link in the notes below, and it's appearing on your screen right now.
You could also find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
And of course, get in touch anytime if you have questions via email. And
Singers, we've been talking about vocal balance today. If you want to be the best singer that you can possibly be, then the concept of balance is really important for you. I'm so overjoyed that Stephanie, Andreas and Tom could join us today, and they shared with you that wonderful resource where you can find out more about vocal balance. So I invite you to click on the links below. Do you have any suggestions about vocal balance? What's important for you with balance? What throws you out of balance? What are you struggling with as a singer? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And until next time, be well and remember, you were born to sing. Bye.
Bye.